exercise isn't always about looking good or longevity even. Sometimes it's purely lats about that seem to be connected right into the hips, like the obliques, the lats, and the hips all seem to blend into each other. That look, I think having these lat to show my stats. Hello all at my regular gym today. So today I think I'm gonna start off with like a bodybuilding-esque workout and then move into some more circuit style. Like I want to keep up uh, doing things that get my heart rate high, like have a like while I do superset things, at least personally, I feel a difference over the past couple of workouts where I've been a lot more intentional in my pace. So I've been intentionally trying to keep my heart rate at around 160 or at least 140 to 160 for a long portion of my workout. So like I'll start off with something relatively slow, but then move into something very rapid. So yeah, that's the kind of thing I want to have a portion of my workout that's more cardiovascular, but start off with like some bodybuilding style stuff, just to kind of get the endorphins going, but also, I don't know, bodybuilding style exercises are always fun in their own way. It's always nice to get a good chest, back, and arm pump. So to start off, doing single arm lat pull downs, by using like a cross handle. So by a cross handle, I mean, so usually each of these handles are like one for the left side, one for the right side. I'm using the left-handed handle with the right hand, so that it gives me like a corkscrew-esque stretch in the body, and that kind of stretch helps flare out the lats a little bit more. And so the lats, the bottom of it insert into the hips, and I'm really able to exaggerate that stretch. And when you do that, when you're able to like get that part of the lats built up, it, in my opinion, gives a really good look from the side of the body, where it looks like the obliques kind of flow into the bottom half of the body, if that makes sense. Like Arnold's physique has a really prominent version of that, which I think is quite aesthetic. Doing 10 reps on each side. Another thing that I'm doing is at the top of the rep, I'm leaning in, so that looks like this, where I'm kind of like letting my head sink in between, or yeah, in between my arms, and almost move the weight into the fingertips, which also helps exaggerate the stretch. When I do that, I'm also rotating my palms outward at the top of the movement, and I'm able to like feel a stretch all the way from my rear delts all the way into the hips. Then just doing 10 to 15 push-ups on the pads, just to get some blood moving into the chest as well. The kind of pump you feel when supersetting chest and back is really cool. And it also allows me to pack on some additional volume into the set and keep my heart rate high for a little longer. So yeah, doing this for 10 sets, this was actually my 8th. I've been progressively going a little heavier every 2 sets or so. But yeah, so I have 2 more sets of this left. And then on to the next. For the next set of movements, doing a giant set, I guess, of sorts. So, on the wide lat pull down machine, I'm going to bring both arms close so that it stays in an isometrically contracted position in the back. Then do one arm, then the other arm, and also rotate a little opposite to the direction of the arm that's going up. That rotation aspect helps give a better stretch in the back while performing the movement, taking it through more range of motion. And preserving mobility. Doing 10 reps on each side. After 10, I'm going to let my arms go out so that now the lats stay in stretch position, and then do 10 alternating pull downs this way. My forearms start burning after that too, because you're gripping onto the handles for a really long time. In any case, after that, I'm going to mimic a similar concept with shoulder presses using the kettlebells. So, using two 30-pound kettlebells, first going to do alternate presses. With the kettlebells down. Then going to, so I did 5 on each side. Then going to keep them both up and then do 5 again. So yeah, nice push-pull. Get a really good pump in like the shoulders, upper chest, and back. Like my upper body feels very inflated right now. which is a good feeling. In any case, this was my fifth or sixth set, I don't remember, but just going to kind of keep going uh, till it feels good. Not aiming for any particular sets or reps, just kind of trying to get a really good pump in the upper body before I do something more cardio-esque in nature. So yeah, on to the next. So for the next set of movements, which will probably be the final bodybuilding style thing, most likely. Um, I said probably and most likely. Yeah. Anyway, doing seated or modified single arm seated rows. With seated rows, I don't really like putting my legs on the foothold. I kind of like keeping my legs on the floor. I just feel the stretch a little better that way, but that experience could vary from individual to individual. Um, so one of the things I like to do, so with this particular machine, the handle doesn't rotate particularly freely, so I'm not going to be following my usual palm rotation cues. However, one of the things that I will be doing is as the weight comes down, I like to lean forward. This gives more room for the lat to stretch. At the bottom of a seated row, which again, like I mentioned before, gives that good aesthetic look of having lats that seem to be connected right into the hips. Like the obliques, the lats, and the hips all seem to blend into each other. That look, I think having these lat movements where you get the complete stretch kind of helps build that look. Going for 10 on each side. So even when I do sled rows on the sled, uh, like I try to exaggerate the stretch. Like I try to put my full stretch of the lat in more often than not. So I have that cue where I say I squat back into the sled as I row, and that essentially has that same effect of stretching the lat completely. If that makes sense. Then for the second movement, using a 30-pound dumbbell, doing single arm curl to shoulder press. So essentially doing a hammer curl and then a press. I'm going to do that 10 times. With just one side being loaded, the core of the opposite side has to stay activated to maintain balance. Switching sides. So yeah, doing these two movements as the end of the bodybuilding portion of things. Here, biceps and shoulders with the dumbbell. Yeah. So yeah, probably gonna do. This was my third set. Probably gonna do at least two more. Let's see what happens after that. Apologies for having to see my backside as I narrate through this portion of the workout. So, what I've been doing for the past, let me check my watch, 42 minutes is I do 2 minutes on the Stairmaster, then a quick kettlebell complex, and then back onto the Stairmaster for 2 minutes. So for the first 20 minutes on the Stairmaster, I did level 1, and so now I'm up to 30 minutes on the Stairmaster, and the kettlebell complex takes me about a minute to finish. So that's why overall I'm at 42 minutes since I've started this, but at the moment I'm at 31 minutes on the Stairmaster. So I'm going to stay on for one more minute and then I'll do the kettlebell complex. So I've put a target of 99 minutes on the Stairmaster, but I'm unsure if I'll do all 99 minutes. I've already been at the gym for quite some time, but the bodybuilding style of things doesn't really get me that exhausted. I do have a high level of endurance, so despite the fact that I do supersets and stuff, it doesn't quite get to me, like from an endurance standpoint, till I do something kind of outrageous on most occasions, if that makes sense. It can catch up to me, and then usually I'll do a deload with like a mobility day or something like that. But in any case, so at that point I hit the 32-minute mark, and so now with two 25-pound kettlebells, I'm doing a staggered clean to a single shoulder press, and then repeat for 5 times on each side. Because of the camera position, it's not really obvious the staggered swing. Just know that I'm doing a clean while in staggered stance. So that was 5 each side, and now I'll get back on the Stairmaster for 2 minutes. So this keeps my heart rate at around 140 plus, which is what I'm aiming for, which is zone 2. And since I'm not staying on the Stairmaster for too long and not on the kettlebells for too long, I'm able to move back and forth pretty seamlessly, and no one muscle group feels too much fatigue in the moment. So yeah, it makes doing cardio a lot more bearable, at least for me, because one of the things about doing Stairmaster is you're continuously staring into the stats on the monitor, and then you're just kind of climbing up into oblivion. But when you do this every 2 minutes thing, it adds just enough variety, at least for me, to like give a break from the Stairmaster. And then also the kettlebell complex itself isn't overly taxing, but yeah, it's like it does, like, I don't know, for me at least, just that amount of variety is enough to make things less boring. Some people might need more variety, or you can even change the complex every 10 sets or so. So that was 34 minutes, and now again staggered swing, clean to press. And since it's also two 25-pound dumbbells, it's weight that my shoulders, our body in general, is comfortable handling with. It's comfortable with handling the two 25-pound kettlebells. And so while the volume adds up over time, like the exhaustion is like really slow. Like your shoulders don't all of a sudden hit total failure. Like you're gradually able to get more and more exhausted. And in my opinion, that way of being gradual helps sustain a longer cardio session, which allows me to burn a lot of calories. Like today's the weekend, and I'm not necessarily in a hurry to go home. I'm in the mood to really challenge myself. Like I want to really sweat hard, burn a lot of calories, just kind of be totally exhausted when I get home, so that I can just, there's something about that feeling of complete exhaustion that is, I don't know, that like I like to feel that way when I'm home. I don't like to feel like I have anything left in the tank. And I don't know, today it feels like I have a lot to give. I also drank a lot of caffeine, so that definitely contributes to my energy level today. But that being said, I also want to get really shredded. Like, kind of want to. I am pretty lean at the moment, but I want to get like really, really shredded. And one of the ways to accomplish that is by turning up the calories burnt per day way up, and then and also I haven't really changed the way I eat food. So what ends up happening is my total calories burnt per day, or the calorie deficit I'm in, is very high as compared to normal, and then I'll probably end up losing a lot of weight. But since I'm doing cardio with a weight training element to it, the likelihood that most of that weight lost is fat over muscle is much higher. I'm kind of talking while I'm exhausted, so my thoughts are coming out kind of scatterbrained, but it is what it is. Oh. I'll record one more set, and then I'll probably record the last couple. So I'm at 36 minutes on the Stairmaster, 50 minutes overall since I started the cardio session, and I did lift for about an hour and a half prior to that, which was all the push-pull stuff that you guys saw earlier. And so what I'm doing is I'm spending 20 minutes at each level on the Stairmaster. So at level 1 I spent 20 minutes, then Now I'm on level 2, and so I'm going to stay on level 2 till the 40-minute mark. Then I'll go up to level 3 till the 60-minute mark. So I'm going up by one level uh, every 20 minutes. Again, kind of that concept of real gradual exhaustion. It makes the exhaustion and stress a lot more bearable. But even though it's bearable, you end up doing a lot of work. But since it's mentally more manageable, it doesn't feel as excruciating as it would if you tried to go up a bunch of levels right from the get-go. So about to hit the 38-minute mark on the Stairmaster, at which point I'll get off and do the presses again. Alright, I'm going to stop recording, probably record the last couple sets. So just a mini clip from in between. So as you can see, I'm 72 minutes in, and from this you can see that I'm not particularly too high in level. It's at level 4, so that corresponds to like I said, level 1, 20 minutes, level 2, 20 minutes, level 3, 30 minutes. Now I'm on level 4 since 60 minutes, and I'll be on this till the 80-minute mark, but I'll get off at 74 minutes to do the presses. So yeah, just thought I'd show the Stairmaster point of view of what's going on. Yeah. So I'm currently at the 90-minute mark on the Stairmaster, and overall at 2 hours 14 minutes and 30 seconds for the overall cardio session. So yeah, if you guys haven't paid attention for a long enough time, or I guess haven't gone through the channel description, in my channel description I mentioned that I'm a former ultramarathoner. I still plan on doing ultramarathons in the future, but my training focus kind of changed like a year before I started the YouTube channel, so I haven't done ultramarathons in a while. But the reason I bring that up is endurance is something that I do and have done for quite some time, and so this kind of stuff, though I don't do it often in recent history, I have done quite a bit of like quote unquote extreme endurance or challenge kind of stuff. And so, this isn't out of left field for me. I kind of understand how to manage my cardio and muscular endurance to achieve a said task. So since I'm at the 92-minute mark, which in a second, so like I said, I've been going up in levels in every 20 minutes. So currently I'm at level 5 on the Stairmaster. My shoulders are definitely starting to feel quite fatigued. I haven't done the math of how many total reps I've done so far, but it's definitely up there. And this may not be easy to see, but just trying to show you workout stats. I don't know, yeah. So, definitely been going on for quite some time. If you guys didn't get enough time to read that, it's 2 hours, 17 minutes into just the cardio session. That's excluding the lifting that I did before that. I'm at 1,578 calories burnt, which is quite the amount. So, the Stairmaster maxes out at 99 minutes. Once it hits the 99-minute mark, it'll probably stop and slow down. I'll bring it back up to level 5 and do 1 minute to get an even 100 minutes on the Stairmaster. But that's a ways away. I still have 94, 96, 98, at least 4 more sets left of this. So that was the 94-minute mark. Oh. One thing with the Kettlebell Staggered clean to press is that I've kind of like had to keep the kettlebells at my fingertips, otherwise it starts like the calluses start hurting a little too much. And being in this kind of cardiovascular shape has really paid its dividends, especially in like jiu-jitsu class. Like in jiu-jitsu class, I'm not someone with the best technique yet, since I'm still relatively new to doing jiu-jitsu. But usually, if I'm able to really control my breathing in very difficult situations as well. And what ends up happening is my opponents usually tire out, or not necessarily tire out, but by the end of a round, they're a lot more fatigued than I am. And so I have this ability to kind of keep going. And so if I'm able to weather a storm early on in a round, I'm usually able to capitalize on my opponent's expended energy later in the round. So yeah, having this kind of endurance, like a lot of lifters seem to be fearful or apprehensive of the idea of cardio, but there is a lot of benefit to be gained from doing cardio. And maybe it's because cardio is boring more so than the idea of doing cardio. If that's the case, use this idea of supersetting some random movement or a few different movements every 2 or 3 minutes on the Stairmaster, so that you don't feel like you have this perpetual infinite climb till you hit a goal calorie or time. Instead, you can keep things a little interesting by having a secondary or even multiple movements for the duration. But that being said, you don't have to do this long ordeal that I've chosen to put myself through today. But even this kind of like extreme challenge is good every once in a while to test what you're made of. Exercise isn't always about looking good or longevity even. Sometimes it's purely about, are you willing to do something extremely challenging that you dislike doing? You know, some people say that they enjoy working out or whatever. I try to make working out as enjoyable as I can, but overall, I'm not someone who really loves working out. I do it because I like being someone who has completed a difficult challenge more so than I do it because I enjoy the idea of working out. If that makes sense? And also, like this kind of like long cardio session teaches you how to just stay, provided you don't quit. It teaches you how to manage your emotions or feelings as you progressively get more tired. And that also has carryover in all kinds of situations. Because at the end of the day, if you have control over your breath, you're able to relax in any situation, be it an exercise kind of situation or be it a life kind of situation. If you have the ability to kind of catch yourself when you're losing your emotional control and bring it back by controlling your breath, you're usually able to stay a lot more even keel and relaxed. And I'm definitely of the belief that doing these kinds of extremes, or I say, like, I don't like saying that this is extreme because there's way more extreme levels of this. I would just say difficult or challenging things. The more you do difficult and challenging things, the more you get in touch with that system of relaxing and keeping your wits about yourself. Even when things get difficult. Last set. Alright, it's going to hit the 99-minute mark and stop, which it did, but I need to have this. It's not breathing in level. I guess once it gets to cool down mode, it just stays in cool down. Actually no, it's letting me go back. All right. So I have a minute and 30 seconds left. Oh, so I'm at 1,724 calories burnt just within the cardio session, and if you include what I burnt while lifting, it's around 2,200. Average heart rate is 135, and currently my heart rate's at 146. I'm also someone, I guess, who has a relatively low resting heart rate. My resting heart rate is on average 45 beats per minute. So, take that information for what it's worth. So 100 minutes on the Stairmaster, and last set of this. And that's that. Going to head to the sauna now, but real quick to show my stats. So yeah, I'll put my full workout stats at the end. After the sauna, I'm going to stay in the sauna for 10 to 15 minutes. Again, today's like just an extremely challenging day. Like I want to literally give it as much as I can give, like completely exhaust myself. And yeah, so sit in the sauna 10 to 15 minutes, probably do an outro posing session, because why not? I probably lost a bunch of water and stuff, and I probably look pretty lean, especially given the fact that I've been doing like more cardio or high heart rate stuff over the past couple of workouts. So yeah, let's see how that goes.